What's good, YouTube? It's Nas, and we back with another video. Roll to 900 subscribers, of course. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the play-in yesterday, and that was some amazing basketball. And I wanted to wait a couple hours before I made the video. I didn't want to make it last night, but let's talk about it because the Charlotte Hornets beat the Miami Heat, a controversial injury. Obviously, the Hornets, it feels like every media outlet right now talking about that game has not watched the Hornets all year, and all the criticism that is being faced throughout LaMelo Ball or to LaMelo Ball is kind of getting insane right now. But let's talk about it. And when you looked at starting off with the injury, obviously some people think it's a dirty play, some people don't think it's a dirty play. He was just trying to pull his arm off. In my opinion, that was a bad look. Like, from the replays, for how many times they showed it in slow motion, it looks really bad. But in real time, when you looked at the game, obviously you see Bam Adebayo off balance and obviously not having his footing under him. And LaMelo Ball gets kneed in the back of his head by Bam Adebayo. When he's falling down, LaMelo reaches for his hand, and obviously it looks like he's pulling his leg down. But that's just my opinion. But when you're looking at this game as a whole, and you're looking at the Charlotte Hornets versus the Miami Heat, like both sides, it was a fight. Like, no matter if Bam was out here or not. And I feel like the Miami Heat really stepped up with Bam Adebayo really going out with this injury. And I really thought a couple of times where the Charlotte Hornets were going to lose this game. In a game where obviously the Hornets are known by living and dying by the three. And for them to win a game when their three-point shot is not working, and with them obviously having to play a gritty and fast Miami Heat team, it was just great. Like, LaMelo Ball, like, I'm gonna keep talking about LaMelo while I'm talking about these other players, but LaMelo Ball is still getting criticism for his decision making, and which, yes, there was some stupid mistakes, but at the same time, it's not going to act like he's not been he wasn't the most impactful player on the court. Like, we're not going to do that. Like, I see all the national media, the nerds about the basketball world, like, it's like they're trying to debunker what LaMelo had did yesterday. Like, I feel like they still look at LaMelo as this Chino Hills kid that still is stupid and falling off the golf courts and shit. So when you're looking at that, you look at LaMelo, who emptied the whole clip, 12 of 31, only 30 points. Like, you look at that and you look at the game winner, you look at him having 10 assists. He's obviously matured in a way in which the Charlotte Hornets are winning games with his philosophy, and people calling it chaos really just, it blows my mind. And next, talking about Coby White. And Coby White was traded at the trade deadline for obviously Colin Sexton and a couple second round picks. And when you're looking at that and you're looking at obviously Charlotte as a team that is trying to fight for the 8th seed, Coby White showed up to play in the second half. Like, in the first couple minutes of the game, or even the first half, Coby White was non-existent. He was 1 for 6. Second half, he has 17. He has a third quarter explosion. He has that fadeaway three to tie the game and send the game to overtime, in which nobody really looked like they wanted to take the shot. Like, LaMelo didn't look like he wanted the shot. Khan, he had a stinker this game, even though we'll talk about that later. And Brandon Miller didn't look like he wanted to take the shot. Grant Williams takes the shot and it goes horribly bad. So the next play, they get obviously a missed free throw, and Coby White shoots a fadeaway three and drills that bitch. So Coby White is now a Hornets legend. Colin Knipple, like, it's reported that he might potentially lose out on Rookie of the Year because of this game, which is completely unfair. Like, I feel like if you were going to give it to Coop, you don't judge it off of a playoff game, even though we don't really constantly relate the play-in to the playoffs, but you can't do that. Like, yes, Khan had a stinker, and I do think Khan is dealing with a back injury of some sorts, but obviously he's a rookie, and rookies do often get grace, and I feel like Khan is not being given that grace right now. Brandon Miller, he showed up to play, and obviously the Hornets have a game on Friday, and it's debated whether LaMelo Ball should be suspended or not. No, bro. Like, the most it should have been at the moment was a flagrant one, and I did think that would be a flagrant one if the refs were to go to the scorer's table and see it. All the slow-mos and how many times Amazon Prime showed the clip, that's probably what made it worse. And obviously, Bam Adebayo not returning to the game is obviously a bad look. And obviously, a couple years ago, LaMelo was fouled again, and that time LaMelo actually put his arm out and he almost tripped Bam, and luckily Bam was obviously able to get his footing back. So you look at those two plays, and some people are trying to make LaMelo seem like a dirty player. I feel like that's just Heat fans crying, even though this was the best scenario for the Heat, which I'm about to get into right now. For the last 3 years, the Miami Heat have been a play-in team. Like, they have not been close to being one of the best teams in the East. We have never thought they were one of the best teams in the East. Every time they've made their playoff run, it was shocking. Like, all you really have on this team is Bam Adebayo, to keep it a buck. Like, it's reported that the Miami Heat will obviously make everybody serviceable except for Bam Adebayo, and that is ultimately the right move. If you have the chance to go get Giannis, you go get fucking Giannis. If you get a lottery pick this year, you pick up the best player available. Like, there's no questions about it. And when you're Miami, that's why instead of making a play-in video, I was just going to make a video talking about what's next for the Miami Heat. But why not make it right now, in which this game, Davion stepped up. It seems like Davion Mitchell, every play-in game, is a fucking legend. Like, he had 27 points and 7 rebounds, just going at whoever was in front of him. And this was a whole different confidence of Davion that I haven't seen since last play-in or even college. Like, Tyler Hero, like, are we not tired of the Tyler Hero era in Miami? Like, are we ready to switch it up? Like, what are we? I don't know. But Tyler Hero had 23 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds on 18 shots. Just not obviously good. Norman Powell was an all-star this season, and Tyler Hero was an all-star last season, and they can't even play basketball with each other. Like, obviously, the offense is not a problem. It's just both two shitty players on defense. On defense, it's just not going to work at all when you're looking at that. And obviously, Norm had 11 points. He was a positive 11 in only his 19 minutes of game time. And Khalil Ware showed up to hoop tonight. Like, I'm not going to obviously look at his box score and say Khalil Ware didn't show up to hoop, because he absolutely did. Like, there's no discrediting Ware. Once Bam got out, Khalil Ware was a dominant force at that center position, in which obviously in a big trade, you probably trade Khalil Ware. But if you could hold on to Khalil Ware and keep him next to Bam Adebayo so he could continue to develop, you obviously see your future backcourt. Andrew Wiggins on a contender is like adding a fucking, I don't even know what to call it, like the last chess piece in the puzzle. Like, Andrew Wiggins is that good of a role player or even a consistent threat. And next, getting into the Trailblazers Suns game, because since I'm going to talk about that a little bit, because why not? And the Trailblazers will now face the San Antonio Spurs, in which I expect the Spurs to absolutely destroy the Trailblazers. Like, it would be actually upset if they manage to get 2 games, but Danny FD just showed up, and he showed up to play. Like, I'm sitting there like, oh shit. They was calling this thing a foul bait. He getting to the rim at will. Nobody can stop him. Like, Danny had 41 points, 12 assists, and 7 rebounds. Overall, an absolutely superstar performance from Danny. And Devin Booker. Devin Booker did not show up to hoop yesterday. Devin Booker ran the same gimmick of him not emptying the clip, which I don't want to see out of Devin. I don't want to see point Devin. I don't want to see that shit. Like, Devin had 22 points, 4 assists, and 1 rebound. Jalen Green completely emptied the clip. He had 35 points, 14 from 29 from the field. Obviously, in the first half, Jalen Green did have it going. Second half, he really slowed down, in which now the Suns have to play the winner of the Clippers versus the Warriors. And that was a really bad loss for the Suns. I'm not gonna lie, but all props for the Portland Trailblazers. And maybe I'll talk more about the Portland Trailblazers when I get a chance. And if the Suns make the playoffs, I'll talk about them. But this video is already as long as it is. But let me know how y'all felt about those games tonight. Yesterday, my bad. And what do y'all think is next for the Miami Heat? Maybe I'll make an individual video soon. I don't know. But y'all let me know down below. Subscribe. What's good, y'all? If y'all made it to the end of the video, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And there's a video right here. I'm pretty sure you're gonna like it if you like this one. And the channel icon's right there if you want to just check out the channel in general. And yeah, leave a like too, because it really helps the algorithm push me out. And yeah, I appreciate y'all for watching this video nonetheless.